Hey guys, my name's Tyson, and this is, I believe, a 2013 iMac. Basically, it's doing this. I know from doing the diagnostics by holding down D, it says it's got a dead hard drive or something along those lines. So today I'm going to replace it with a SSD, and hopefully we can install a Mac on it. I've got a whole bunch of these, so hopefully we can get some working. Right, so I don't have a stand or anything, so I'm just gonna have it sitting on like a dumbbell I have sitting in my garage. I haven't done one of these in a while, but they're usually pretty simple. I've got my new toolkit here because it's just moved house and my old one was kind of shitty and it lost bits. So I bought a new one off eBay. I think it was like 25 bucks. It's got all the bits there. Really good kit. Comes with a magnetizer. Really recommend it. I use them at work all the time. So pretty simple. All you're gonna need is basically that screwdriver, a suction cup, maybe some tweezers if you drop them, something to get under the screen, and that should be pretty much it. And of course the bits you're gonna need. I think you need a torque bit and a Phillips, and that's pretty much the only two bits that I can think of you need. I'm just gonna put in this little Patriot Burst 240 gigabyte SSD, just a cheap one. I don't even know, I'm pretty sure it's a second-hand one. Just one that's going to get it going. So all you're going to do is just pop in your little suction cup there and pop in your little whatever pry tool you're using and just give it a little bit of pressure, and then it should pretty much just get underneath like that. Yeah, there you go. From there you can pop that off. I just hold my hand in there, it's not going to hurt you. And just gently pull with even pressure from each side. Now, this is just the glass, so this is the cheap part to replace. All you got to do is just lift it up, because it is there's nothing attached to this one as opposed to the LCD screen. But that'll just lift off like that. So just place that somewhere safe. I don't have too. I'm going to stick it on top of like 5 iMacs. That should be okay. So here we have the LCD. I might even just grab the camera and I'll just bring it around. So there's just a whole bunch of screws all along here. Oh, where are we? So there's a couple along here. There's one down the bottom, another one there, another one there, another one there. Don't worry about these top ones because they just hold in like the magnets and the camera and that sort of thing. So we've got a then you've just got these other ones down the side here, same thing. Now the tricky thing is with these is they've got magnets there, and so what they'll do is when you're getting your screw, say here, it'll pinch the screw straight off you. So what you're going to want to do is sort of get it on an angle when you have your bit and sort of place it in there. Hopefully I can get that on camera. The sort of technique for that. I'm just going to place it back. Cool, so let's get started on that. What are we going to use here? Guessing it's probably about maybe a little bit bigger than an 8. Let's have a look. So, like I said, that magnet will grab it. Oh, yeah. It's about an 8 or a 9 if you've got one. Actually, I'm probably going to go to 9 just so I get that extra torque on it. Let me try that. Oh, a bit hard to line up. Yeah, beautiful. So these screws are all the same size, so you don't need to worry about placing them, just having them all together, bundled, don't lose them. But they are all the same size. I sort of recommend doing the top ones last actually, because in case, if you have the screen on an angle, you're meant to actually work on these with like a little block behind them and have the screen sort of facing up so the screen doesn't fall out at you. I gotta stop saying I'm hopefully gonna be a bit more prepared than that. Magnetic screwdriver bit, a necessity for this, because if you do not have the magnetic screwdriver bit, you will drop the screw in the computer, and it will be dead. Oh, and another thing to do is make sure there's no power to it. It's always important, because inside there they have the power supply. And I'm pretty sure it's open. So you don't want to go poking in there with a metal screwdriver where you're attached to it and electrocute yourself, because here in Australia we have 240 volts and that'll pretty much kill you. So here we go, we've got the last one up here, I believe. So I'm just going to unscrew that. I've got my thumb on there so it's not going to go anywhere, but it's on an angle so it should be okay. Sometimes they're in a pain in the ass to get out. I've also noticed at the top of it we've got some corrosion on the screen, which is never a good sign. It's just sort of, yeah, rust. That could just be from the environment I was in though. I've had a lot of these Macs and they're just sort of sitting at the back. Now this is where you've got to be really sort of careful. So in here you've got a whole bunch of cables. You've got a, basically I believe there's a, yeah, this is the main LCD cable. So this one's really hard to work. Hang on, I'm going to see, can I get the flash on? Yeah, so that's a bit better. So yeah, so luckily for me, looks like this one's already missing a hard drive, so that's probably why it's showing up that it's not there. So I'm just gonna pop that in there basically and get it attached, double-sided tape onto the back of that. There's a couple of cables on it. One is, looks like a backlight cable. This is some sort of ribbon cable, and then we've got the LCD cable and then just a temperature probe down the bottom there. I'm not quite sure what that ribbon cable is for, but don't break it. Anyway, hopefully we can get this SSD in here. So you obviously need the two cords to connect, which is this one. This is your power one. This is the SATA power, and this is your SATA data line there. So I'm just gonna hopefully hold. Cool. So I've just got that that hard drive. I've taped it in and I'll sort of set it up. If you've still got the bracket in there, I recommend attaching it to the bracket. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to whack in a USB, a keyboard and mouse, and that should be all I need. Now the USB I've got loaded with, I think, Sierra on it. With these older machines, you've got to, some of them haven't got the firmware update, so you can't just jump straight into Sierra or High Sierra or thing. They say you can, but they don't. So you just sort of have to start. Usually I would start at like something like Lion and then just have all of them on a USB and just go forward from there. So I've just made this USB on my PC with Transmac, and I'm hoping it's going to pick it up. So I'm just holding the Alt key on the keyboard, which is just like the boot select on Mac OS X. Oh, it looks like we're not having any luck. It is booting quite slow, so we'll see how we go. Hopefully we boot in. Still missing file system. What are we going to do about that? So I'm going to try it again with the Alt key. Sorry, I'm flipping this camera all the way upside down. There we go, N key. There we go, F12. Anything going to do it for me? Oh, it doesn't want to borrow it, does it? No, it doesn't. Okie dokie. No, at least it flashed on this time. Okay. So this is called an open firmware password. So this is a little bit different. This is like a BIOS password basically. Luckily on these old machines, if we turn that off, what you can do is on the bottom of these is there it is, tape. There's a little slot down the bottom for the RAM, and what we're going to do is just take our Phillips screwdriver here. So that's this bit here. Just a Phillips head 0 should be the right size. I'll just so we can grab that out. I might put the camera back up here just so I can have two hands free. I'll need to get myself a tie from the garage door as well. Just let some air in. Cool. So all we're going to do here is bring this computer forward. I can't reach up the edge there. And this we'll turn it back off. And but basically there's just little flaps down here. And this is how you get your RAM out. I'm hoping you can see that. I'll pull back here and just check on the camera. Yeah, so there's just a little slot in it. So all you gotta do is just pull on it. And you gotta pull pretty hard to get these out. Pretty much need to pull on, yeah, enough to, you feel it. You may feel like, oh, I'm gonna break it, but you're not. Now, they are, that's a 2 GB stick, so that means this thing comes with 4 gigs, so it's probably not the greatest. Now that we've got that one stick of RAM out, we've adjusted the RAM on it, and it sounds like a bit weird, but from there, we hold a set number of keys, which is Command Option P and R while turning the computer on. So hopefully we can do all that at the one time. It's a bit hard with the desktops, but we'll see how we go. Command Option P and R, and it's going to restart. You just keep holding it and let it restart probably 2 or 3 times. I was going to make a fool of me. Oh. Well, in this case, the PRAM didn't restart, but I've got a mouse now, which means that it's booted up into the boot drive partition bit. As you can see there. So that's what I want to be in, but I'm guessing that USB drive that I've made isn't quite bootable. So I do have another solution. I do have this other Mac here, an old work machine, and I might just make a USB through there, and that'll make my life a little bit easier, and then I can just plug that in and it'll come up and away we go. Cool. Once you guys have booted in, if you've got a firmware password, the utility's up there and you can turn it on and off and all that sort of stuff. For me, I ended up getting a Time Machine backup of Lion, because it seems to be the only thing that looks like it's going to work. I would say just install, but it won't let me install without internet. So I'm just gonna do this little install I've got there, and then I'm just gonna load up all the updates and go from there. Oh, and if you put in a new thing, you might need to go to Disk Utility, find the internal drive, which should hopefully come up. Yeah, so here we go. So this is that SSD I put in there. I'm just going to erase it, and we're going to use macOS Extended Journal because it's an old one. Just call it Untitled. The install will change the name later, so it doesn't matter what you name it. So we'll do that. Shouldn't take too long at all. Yep, so we're all good there. And then when we go back here, yep, there's our SSD, and we just click restore. It'll say, are you sure you want to do that? It's going to erase everything. And we go, yeah, no worries. She's easy. And we just let that run. Cool, so now that we're all logged in, I just have to download and update it to the latest thing and just put those screws back in and we should be all done. Cool, just put it all back on. The only issue is that I had one of the corner chip there because the magnets grabbed it, so definitely be really careful when dealing with this because otherwise you're going to end up with a chip. Or worse, a completely cracked screen. But other than that, that's all good. So we've got our, should be able to just see here, or maybe not. It's only got 4 gigs of RAM. We might upgrade it while we're here. I'm not sure. Yeah, and there's our 2 40 GB SSD.